Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to another edition of Falcons Baseball Weekly. This is episode number 8. Now, we're hoping we can get all the way to double digits and get to number 10, because that would mean the Solano Falcons would be in the Final Four in the California Baseball Community College Playoffs. Now, looking back to last weekend's crazy series, the Falcons beat the number 3 ranked College of Marin 2-1 in dramatic fashion. We'll let Greg Poff on the field break down those games.
Warriors lost a brutal double overtime game. They really blew it there. But they bounced back and win game 2. What are your thoughts on that series so far, Zach?
Well, it's very impressive for a very young team. You look at the Warriors, average age of 25 in 7 months. I mean, just very impressive. They were able to battle back and win game 2. Klay Thompson had 34 and a career-high 14 rebounds on top of that. But a lot of people are saying the Dubs have this series in hand. I disagree with that. The San Antonio Spurs is one of the most experienced teams in the playoffs. Greg Popovich has
Parker,
4 rings to
Manu
prove it.
Ginobili, Tim Duncan, they want none of Andrew Bogut right now.
So it sounded like E-Money is saying this Spurs squad is washed up. Zach, what do you think? Do you think it's going to be the veteran Spurs squad that gets this done, or is it going to be the youth of the Warriors?
I'm leaning towards the old school boot squad, the San Antonio Spurs. The Warriors are too busy shopping at Kids for Payless to buy their shoes. They're very young right now, still in their diapers. I like the Spurs to wrap that series up in 7 games. I think the leadership of Manu Ginobili, Tim Duncan, and Tony Parker, along with the young guys, Danny Green, and also Kawhi Leonard, I think that'll be too much for the Warriors to handle, and I think they'll fall under the pressure.
So we got Poff. So let's just get right into it. Again, another series tied at 1. What are your thoughts on the series so far, Poff, and how do you see it going?
The Grizzlies stole home court, game 2, big-time win. Mike Conley had 26 points, had 9 assists, and 10 rebounds. And I think Conley's going to keep doing work. No Russell Westbrook. It doesn't hurt so much on the offensive side of the floor. It's defense where OKC is hurting without Russell Westbrook, one of the best shut-down defenders at the point guard position. Memphis in 6.
Has that made an impact of the success of both the teams so far this season?
Of course it has. I mean, you look at guys on the DL. We were talking about this earlier. Josh Reddick on the DL, Coco Crisp on the DL, and that's huge for the Oakland A's. I mean, Chris Young, too, who is supposed to be that utility outfielder, he's on the DL also. So that has affected the A's. And you look at the Giants will be fine. They're in first place right now, tied with the Arizona Diamondbacks, and pitching will come into bay for the San Francisco Giants. I mean, obviously Matt Cain's been struggling here a little bit, but he will be on track, and I think he's going to have a good start here tonight against Atlanta. Well, since he took a couple hitters, I got to go the pitching route, man. Matt Harvey has been an absolute stud for the New York Mets, number 1 in ERA in the National League, also number 1 in strikeouts, has a number 1 whip. This kid is doing work, 24-year-old rookie. Matt Harvey, a name to pay attention to. A lot of people talk about Steven Strasburg and Clayton Kershaw. Matt Harvey's the guy to pay attention to here in 2013. Boston Red Sox. I don't think a lot of people saw the Red Sox doing much, and you touched on Clay Buchholz. I mean, the kid's been phenomenal this year, and John Less has been pitching well. Shane Victorino and Big Poppy's back. Red Sox are a team to watch out for here in 2013. All right, so I know 7-1 last year as a rookie. Starting this season, opening day, what was the biggest thing you worked on during the offseason to prepare yourself for a 162-game season?
I mean, Kurt told me basically what I needed to work on is just continuing to just
As you see right behind me, this is where one of the best players in the California Collegiate Athletic Association calls home. Sophomore goalie Anisha Jones has been one of the best players in not only the CCA, but the entire nation. Earlier this week, she was named the CCAA Most Outstanding Defensive Player of the Year, and she helped lead San Francisco State to their first ever CCAA Tournament Championship. This year, she also broke a school record and recorded a season-high 12 shutouts. All right, let's end on this. I want to go a little further back before you're here at Solano. Let's talk some Solano Steelheads. Oh. I know you were the hitting instructor there, correct?
First year, then the manager the second year.
Did you take over for Pete Rose? Because I know I read somewhere that Pete Rose was supposedly the hitting instructor in 1999. Let's get the story behind that.
Originally in 99 when they were in Sacramento, he was hired to be the manager. Then he decided he didn't want to do it. Plus there was that whole thing with he was being banned from baseball.
Turned this program around for the best. Solano College is now one of the best programs, not just Northern California, but in the entire state of California.
Right, and it's because of the kids and everyone involved. Like I said, with you guys, the kids, the families, all the support we've gotten is why we're successful to this day.
And also, too, let's go back even further. Let's talk about Consumnes River. You played with Jermaine Dye, right?
God, that's pretty further. Yeah,
I know, right?
Yeah.
Can you remember that far back?
Well, as I told people, he played with me.
There you go, right? You had more home runs, I believe, right?
I did, yeah, and it was funny because, I mean, he's obviously way more talent. And
I don't know. You just never got your break, you know?
Yeah.
Okay,
but he had a brilliant career.
I mean, between the NHL owners and the NHL Players Association, what's the biggest hurdle for them to leap to get the NHL season back on track? And of course,
basically, at this point,
since 2011. If the lockout does end, what can San Jose Shark fans expect from this team? Is this a year that they might be able to take that next step, maybe make it to the Stanley Cup?
I mean, we've been saying that for a while now, probably ever since the Joe Thornton sort of at the end of that window.
And it started to look like negotiations were getting a little better between the NHL and then the Players Association. But now they come out today, they've suspended all games up till December 30th, which means we've lost at least 43% of the regular season. Throw a percentage and a likelihood of the lockout coming to an end.
I mean,
Better than 50-50?
Yeah, I still am 60-40 in favor of getting something done. I mean.